Hi guys, welcome to Carol's Universe, Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on, another bonus reading for the channel. It's an interesting one. For those of you guys that came on and saw that I did this Meghan Markle and Harry reading yesterday, some of you probably pissed off that I took it back down again. I'm sick of it. I really am. It's ridiculous how before we start this particular video, how people can get so wired up about this thing. I've never seen anything so ridiculous in my whole entire life. I really haven't. I put up, for those of you that don't know, I put up a video saying because I watch a lot of this Meghan Markle and Harry stuff, that whether tarot readers are doing it or whether you've got these kind of other channels are doing it. Now, I agree, there's a lot of this bashing that goes on of Meghan Markle, and it's needless as far as I'm concerned. It's like, okay, you wanted her to leave the royal family, she's left the royal family, and yet you're still bashing her on whatever these channels are. Obviously, I'm not going to mention what the channels are, but there's a lot of them out there, whether they're tarot channels or whether they're other channels. A lot of them are kind of like bashing her and stuff, and in my opinion, it's kind of like, well, you wanted her to leave, she's left, but then she says something or she does something, and you're still bashing her for it. So she's not allowed to put out, I think that she'd put something out on people who are getting abused, like, since we've gone into this coronavirus lockdown, perhaps domestic abuse would be up, so it would go up, and she'd put something like that, and then someone, I can't remember who it was online, but someone online bashed her even for that. And yet it was reported that, in the papers, that these domestic abuse things have gone up. And I just thought, what is she meant to do? Is she meant not to breathe? Because she's allowed to have a voice, whether you like her or not. She's allowed to say something. I don't necessarily agree that we should have to pay for their protection as such, because they're no longer a part of the royal family. So what is she meant to do? So I agree that there is a lot of bashing and needless bashing. But what you've got to understand is I'm a Scorpio. All right. Now, Scorpios, in my opinion, are people who love to investigate. I like all of that shit. I like looking at the psychotherapy. I like looking at the psychological aspect of an individual. I really like getting underneath the nails of who a person is. I like really going down deep and saying, okay, this is what I see in the card. That's how I work as a reader. I'm a really kind of intrinsic. I'm almost like one of those forensic readers. I really like to go into the nitty gritty of a situation. So the video that I put up yesterday, whereby I had two people coming, I can't remember their names, so I just deleted them. I just thought, you people haven't got a clue. You look at the title, is she a narcissist? And because other people have put that title probably on their videos, and they've said, oh, she's horrible, she's this, that, and the other, immediately it's assumed that I'm doing the same thing. I put in the video, and I've looked at both parts of it, because I said in the video, I think the woman's beautiful. I think she's an amazing actress, and I think that she's an amazing orator. She's fantastic when she gets on a stand. And I also remember saying in the video that I wish that she could have given it a bit more time in the royal family, because she had an amazing voice, and she was just incredible. She was a real, you only have to watch her to see how brilliant she actually is. Just this confidence that exudes from her, I absolutely loved. But at the same time, for me, in the reading, it felt like there was a narcissistic edge there. Now, I'm not saying that all narcissists are evil. And the devil actually showed up in the reading. And at no point did I say that Meghan Markle was an evil woman. A lot of readers, when they get the devil, immediately she's evil. The devil doesn't always equate to evil. Sometimes it equates to somebody who's overly ambitious. Sometimes it equates to somebody who's got huge, huge, huge ideals. They want fame, they want money, and there's nothing wrong with wanting fame and money, but you get something like a devil in a page one, somebody's addicted to fame, they're addicted to going out there and doing stuff, and that's just a part of who she is. In the reading, I didn't say it was necessarily a bad thing, I was just making kind of a fair assessment, because we're not all kind of one way. Do you see what I mean? We're not all one way. Part of us is this and part of us is that. We're very kind of layered. Everybody's layered. And all I was trying to do was look at the layers of an individual. And yet, there you go. People coming on again, bitching. Yes, you are bashing. Yes, you do. I just took it down. Sorry, guys, enough. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that you can't come on YouTube and just be honest about what you find. I don't hate Meghan Markle. I don't hate Harry. I don't give a shit about them. I'm sorry for swearing, but I really don't care. I just don't care enough about them. But what I do care about is that when I'm being described as being something that I'm not. When I'm putting a video out, because I'm the Scorpio forensic investigator that I am with the tarot, and I like to look at the intricacies of who a person is, and then you get labelled as bashing because other people do it. You know, I know when I've looked at tarot videos, and I know when a tarot reader's turning a card around so it can fit their own narrative, and I know when a tarot reader's actually putting a spread down and they're actually just being honest about what they see, and there's no bashing behind it. So you know the readers that bash, and you know the readers that don't. And by no way, shape or form are I someone that bashes people. I don't do that. I would never do that. I've been bashed enough in my lifetime. I always try and be fair. That's what I always try and do. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. I would never bash anyone. So all I'm saying is that, you know, look at, you know, for those of you that were making those comments, look at the reading the way through. Look at it. And sit down and be objective about what's being said. Because it's not fair that you're labeling your everybody that says something that you don't agree with about Meghan Markle or Harry, suddenly it's bam. You know, I've got people saying, oh, in this day, you know, in this time that we're going through, you know, why don't you put up something more? Why don't you be... It's like, look, everybody's looking for a distraction. We're all going through a tough time. My distraction will be a Meghan Markle video. Whether I agree with the video or not is a distraction from the horrific stories that we're reading on a day-by-day basis on this thing that's happening in our world today. That is more frightening than Harry and Meghan could ever be. So when I'm looking at anything to do with Harry and Meghan, whether it's good or bad, I just laugh it off. It's nothing. It's just like, okay, this is a distraction. It's distracting me from turning on my phone and then receiving some flaming bulletin to say that the daily amount of deaths has gone up and that type of thing, you know. So you just got to look at it like that. Just look at stuff like that, like it's a distraction. You know, why are we getting wound up about stuff? Why? I just don't. Harry and Meghan, I should imagine, are absolutely fine. Don't worry about them. They're living a very nice life in probably a very nice apartment, or a very nice house, and they're probably very happy together. And God bless them for it. And I hope that they continue to have many, many, many more happy years. But just because I'm putting out a video where I'm just being objective, because no one person is one-dimensional, we're all multi-layered. You've just got to look at it like that. We're all multi-layered. What's one man's, you know, meat is another man's poison. It's as simple as that. I'm just saying, I just felt that I needed to get that in because I was really cross. I took down the video and I was nearly at the point of just not bothering to record anything else for YouTube because I've just had enough, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm not being horrible, but I really have. I've just kind of come to a point where, you know, people need to stop being so sensitive about stuff. I'm not bashing. I don't do bashing on this channel. Never have done, never will do. But it's like when I put out a video about them, I think it was a year ago, and I said something about Harry and his behaviour around Meghan, which I could clearly see in the cards, and then I got bashed by that. Loads of comments coming through, just nasty ones. Somebody calling me names, all sorts. And then 3-4 weeks later, it was proved on the balcony that there was an issue going on. He was very cross. We were on that balcony. It was proved. It was proved. So when you look at some tarot readers, don't just immediately think that they're going for the juggler and they're being nasty. They're not. Not all of them are. Some of them are just saying what they see in a card. Simple as that. And they're not being nasty with it. It's just, this is what I see. You know, and what's the point in us doing tarot if we can't just be honest with what we see? You know, I don't know these people from Adam. They're nothing to me. They're just people in the public eye. I wish them well. I hope that they're staying safe and healthy and everything else. God bless them. They're not bad people. But at the end of the day, you know, it was a topic that I was interested in. Not trying to be nasty, just trying to put a bit of a distraction in there. I'd rather look at something on Harry and Meghan than look at what's going on. It's horrible. The whole thing, it's just so distressing. So just think about that before you accuse someone of bashing these people. We're not bashing anyone. You know, Harry and Meghan are not saints. I'm not a saint. You're not a saint. Nobody is a saint. If we were saints and if we were 100% perfect, we wouldn't be human. It's as simple as that. Just think about that. Sorry for kind of lengthily going on about that, but it's just really, really tiring just trying to put content out on YouTube and forever getting slapped down, especially when it comes to Harry and Meghan, who people seem to lose their heads over. I've never seen anything so crazy, and it's ridiculous. People lose their heads more over them than they do over this thing that's going on. That's nuts. When I see that, that's when I think, I don't know, that's a bit weird. Anyway, the reading today, going to change it up. And we're going to have a look at I've still got that video on my computer. If you guys want me, if anyone wants me to re-put that video up, I will do. Okay, because I'm just deleting stupid little comments from people who want to have a go for no reason. That's what I just do. It's all my comments are on review, because I just don't have time for negative comments and people who will not look beyond their own, nonsense. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You've got to listen to what the person's saying before you go jumping off at the mouth. Let's have a look anyway. We're going to center ourselves on this reading. We're just going to ask about, what is the universe's message to, message for us right now in these times? What's the message in 10 cards universe? What is the message that you have for us today? We're facing an uncertain time. Let's be honest about it. We're facing an uncertain time. And what is your message for us today? Universe, please, in 10 cards. Okay, so I just wanted to do a daily message today, because I really want to do good in the world. That's the way that I was raised as a person, and it's the way that I've always tried to be. I know sometimes I might sound a bit harsh, but I'm not a harsh person. I like to think of myself as being a really kind person, to be honest with you. That's how I always have been. I've been through too much nonsense in my own lifetime to ever be cruel to another human being. Wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it at all. Let's have a look. So, what is the message that the universe has for us today, guys? Because we're all going through, we're all feeling fairly, even down to, I think on one of the videos I said that we were all feeling scared and vulnerable, and then I had somebody write a lengthy thing just having a right go at me saying, no, we're not all that, it's only because you think that blah blah. It's just like, we're human beings, let us be human. We all try and have faith in God, of course we do, but there will be times in the day or in the evening that you sit and think, oh my God, could this happen to me? We're only human, and I'm just touching into the human side. So what is the message from the universe? Faith is the Hierophant. We need to have faith, because the Hierophant is a card of faith, and it's a card of trusting in something that is higher than ourselves, with the Hierophant energy showing here. So there is a need to have faith with this Hierophant energy. Okay, the Queen of Wands energy. Have faith in the actions that you take, because the Queen of Wands is a very active card. She's a very active woman. All right, have faith in your actions. Believe that what you are doing right now is for the greater good. I think with this Queen of Wands energy showing here. The Ten of Cups energy. So this isn't about your actions. This is about other people's actions, I think, because the Queen of Wands is an active card. So I think it's saying have faith that the actions that are now being taken with the Queen of Wands are going to bring this thing to a satisfactory conclusion at some point, with that Ten of Cups energy showing there. The Ten of Wands. So we can see 2 tens already. So we know that this thing will come to a conclusion at some point. And we need to have faith that the actions that are being taken right now are going to bring this to a conclusion. The Ten of Wands represents carrying heavy burdens with the Ten of Wands energy. The Queen of Coins. Some of you guys are feeling burdened by money. You're feeling burdened by your, resources. And also the Queen of Coins maintains the house. She maintains. Even though it's a sexist thing, she's usually the archetype of this queen is to look after the house. So it's to look after the finances, it's to look after the food, it's to look after the budget. And some of you guys may be feeling kind of this huge burden on your shoulders. You're carrying this huge burden in terms of maintaining the house, maintaining the finances, keeping everything running over with that Queen of Coins energy showing there, okay? Ace of Coins is kind of reversed, all right? So the Ace of Coins reversed means, financial losses with this Ace of Coins energy showing there within the home. So some of you guys may be experiencing financial loss within the home, or maybe not enough food within the home, that type of thing, or lack of resource. And when I say lack of resources, it's things like a lack of toilet rolls maybe, or a lack of cleaning things, for example. Because remember, the coins are the things that we use on an everyday basis. It's not just money, it's your food, it's your cleaning products, it's your it's your gloves, it's your masks, it's all sorts, it's all of those things. And there's a lack of resources here, whatever that is, within the home for some of you guys, with that Ace of Coins reversed and also the Four of Wands. But I feel with the Nine of Cups energy here that we still even amidst this, we still need to try and find a place that we can feel happy and contented with what we have. All right, we need to try and find this kind of contentment and happiness within the home. All right, with that 10 of cups sitting in there, because some of you guys are struggling with resources. There's not enough within the home. There's not enough within the community, because the 4 of Wands also represents, you got 2 community cards here, the 4 of Wands and the 10 of Cups. So with this Ace of Cups in the reverse, there's not enough resources in the community, in the home. But still, amidst all of this, we need to try and keep a brave face on. We need to still try and maintain a sense of happiness and joy, and also optimism with the 9 of Cups energy showing here. Okay, the 2 of Wands. So the 2 of Wands is the safe place. It's in the home. All right, so even though there may be a lack of resources within the home or the community, we need to feel, I think, grateful that we're in the safe place, that we have a place that we can be safe, because there's a lot of people that don't. There's homeless people out there that don't have any shelter, and I'm hoping that a lot of the homeless people now have been put into places of shelter, because I would hate for anyone to be out on the streets and not have a roof over their head. So I'm saying you need to be grateful with the 9 of Cups energy for the roof that you've got over your head with that 2 of Wands, because it's your safe place. It's the place that's going to keep you protected and safe. King of Wands energy. From your home, from the safe place, you can still be doing your bit with the King of Wands energy showing there. Okay? So from your safe place, you can still be doing your bit. From your safe place, you can be exercising with the King of Wands energy showing there, okay? From the safe place, you can be contacting family online, making sure that they're okay with that King of Wands. Because King of Wands, Queen of Wands, they're active, orientated cards. All right? So the focus of the reading really is about action as well, because you've got 5 wand cards out of 10 cards. So the focus needs to be on action concerning this situation. Okay, because some of you guys are feeling very fragile. I'm not saying all of you are, I'm saying some of you. And for those of you that may be feeling a little bit fragile, guys, there is now a need, I think, with this Hierophant energy to have faith in the actions that are being taken on our behalf to end this thing, to bring it to a satisfactory conclusion. Some of you guys may be struggling with that 10 of Wands, with money, Queen of Coins, with having to maintain the household, replenish the food, make sure that you've got all of the disinfectants and this, that and the other, gloves, whatever it is, if you need to go out that you need. You may be struggling with that. Some of you guys may be struggling with the responsibility that this Queen holds, to make sure that the children are safe, to make sure that, you know, family members that are afar, or even family members that live with you, are safe. All right, there may be a lack of resources within the community and the home here, you know, food, money, or potentially cleaning stuff, anything that's a resource, anything that you have around the home that is needed just for the everyday. There may be a lack of resources in that, but I feel that amidst, and it's a funny thing, isn't it, really, because we do get like that. We kind of say to ourselves, oh my goodness, where is my freedom gone? Because that's one of the first things that a lot of us think about. We were just able to, you know, a few months back, go outside and just do what we wanted. You know, if I wanted to go and see family in Birmingham, I'd go and see them in Birmingham. Or if I wanted to go and see my family down the road, I'd go and see them down the road. If I wanted to go anywhere, I could go anywhere. I could do whatever I wanted to, you know, as anybody else. You could be spontaneous. Now is a time that we cannot be spontaneous, unfortunately, but it's for the greater good. And I think that really these cards here, the Ace of Coins reverse, the 4 of Wands, like the lack of resources within the home or within the community, and struggling to try and maintain some form. And also the Queen of Coins is very normal as well, so there's a struggle to try and kind of maintain, because she's maintaining the coin, so there's a struggle also to try and maintain some form of normality as well amidst the chaos. You know, just to, you know, because it's not a normal thing, is it, to have to stay at home like 24 hours a day, unless you really need to get out for something essential. It's not normal for human beings to do that, because we are creatures of, we're inquisitive creatures. We want to get out. We want to know about the world. We want to go on holiday. We want to see different countries. We want to meet different people. We're social creatures. And to say that we can't do that at the moment, I mean, we really can't do that, you know. I read a report, I think it was yesterday, saying there was a third way that this thing comes around. And I'm not going to say what it is, because I don't want to, you know, unnecessarily put any fright in there or anything like that at all, not at all. But it's something that I thought about. It's something that the cards told me about last week. Now, some of you guys, I forgot to mention, some of you guys were expecting me to put up another video that I'd done. It was about an hour long on the pandemic. And I've still got the cards, the initial cards written down, because I'd done that, pulled those cards a few days before I did the other reading. I haven't put that up, guys, if you were waiting for that one. It's just too controversial. And to be honest with you, I really, at the moment, when I'm trying to, do my clients, but also trying to maintain some form of mental health normalcy in my life at the moment, what I don't want to have to deal with is, provocation, and I don't want to have to deal with people getting out of their prams. I don't need that in my life at the moment. I really, really don't. So I decided not to put that video up, guys, and to put this one up instead, because it just feels like it's a time that we need to kind of, help each other, and do our bit to help each other, because from your safe place you can do your bit, you can do your bit to help each other, to help each other to kind of feel good and to feel motivated and to feel positive about the future, because we haven't this isn't something that we have, and it just kind of, in a way, it makes you even more grateful for the life that you have. And I think that that's what the tarot is saying here, that a lot of us are struggling to maintain this normality with that Queen of Coins, to maintain the home, to make sure that the children are fed and clean, and we're not struggling to make sure people, we're not in kind of like we're not in a 10th century BC or something, but we're just struggling to try and remain normal and to keep some form of normality in the home, with the Queen of Coins energy showing there in that Ten of Wands. And there is a lack of resources within the community as well, a variety of things. But amidst all that, I think that the universe is saying, number one, you still need to have faith that the actions that are being taken now, because if you think about how these three cards will really feed into these cards and this card, it makes a lot of sense, because these three, so the three cards here, the Nine of Cups, the Two of Wands, and the King of Wands, and the Hierophant, Queen of Wands, and the Ten of Cups are the antidote to these. Does that make sense? Can you see that? These three are the antidote to this. Because let's break it down. The universe is saying, okay, the message for today is some of you guys may be struggling to maintain certain levels of normalcy within the home. Okay, with that Queen of Coins. You may be struggling to maintain jobs, or maintain kind of your work-life balance, because the Queen of Coins is also a card that references a work-life balance. She's got a fairly kind of successful career, but she also has a very successful family life. She usually has children and a husband or boyfriend and blah, blah, blah. So she's struggling. Some of you guys may be struggling to maintain that work-life balance, because as I've said in other readings, a lot of people go out to work, and it kind of cuts their day up, and then they go into the family home, and they cook dinner for everyone, and the time is more meaningful together when you tend to have time apart. So there may be a struggle here for some of you guys with this Ten of Wands, to maintain that work-life balance, because you're in the home working all the time, but also there may be a struggle to maintain some level of normalcy that you're used to, with the Queen of Coins energy showing there, okay? Lack of resources, it's saying, may be heightened at the moment within the community, within the home, i.e. lack of toilet rolls, or lack of kitchen rolls, or not enough kind of, hand gloves, and sorry, not hand gloves, not enough kind of like protective plastic gloves, and perhaps not enough sanitizer and disinfectant and all that, because you go into any shop and everything's gone. If you go to a shop, it's all gone. So there may be going, because remember, it's resources here, not just money, but other things. So it's just a lack of resources within the community, the home of the Four of Wands, and struggling to maintain normalcy and also work-life balance happening here for some of you guys. But the universe is saying, well, look, how do we remedy those things? Because, and it's funny, because we have 6 cards talking about the remedy. The universe doesn't even want to concentrate on the negative aspects of what's happening at the moment, because it's only given 4 cards to that, and it's given 6 cards to the remedy, which is good. So the remedy, in a way, if we wanted to section off the cards and look at kind of a 10-card reading, in which we're focusing probably on the struggles with to try and maintain normality, and also the lack of resources within the home and the community, the universe is saying, yes, these are things that are affecting us at the moment, but it's saying, people, think about what is outweighing this. What outweighs this small amount of sacrifice that each of us has to make, is the fact that we have to, and the Hierophant is not just about having faith. The Hierophant may be saying that the government, now I don't want to, actually I'm not going to use that, because I know that if I use that word, all I'm going to get is, no, they're doing this, they're doing that. So we're not going to go down there. I'm trying to do everything that I can to avoid being controversial or being political, because I know that if I'm political or controversial on the reading, I'm just going to get a whole heap of and I just seriously at the moment, I don't need that. I just don't want it, and I don't need it. I really don't. So let's just call this faith instead of anything else, because we know what the other meaning for that card is. But I'm not going to use that, because a lot of people will be in disagreement with it, right? Whether you believe it or not, okay? At the end of the day, we're going through this and this. Well, actually, no, I'm just going to say it, okay? Some of you guys don't agree that the government is doing its best to try, and the actions that the government, so the action is the Queen of Wands, the government is the Hierophant, and this is about bringing, about a positive conclusion, or a satisfactory conclusion. So some of you guys don't believe that the governments are doing enough, and perhaps they could have done more. As soon as they got wind of whatever was going on, perhaps they could have done more, of course. But whether you believe this to be the government or faith, I would just say, just have faith with this Hierophant that the actions that are being taken right now are to bring the greater good. They're for the greater good. They're to bring this situation to a positive conclusion. 10 of Cups is a positive conclusion. All right? And in the meantime, if you are feeling like this, guys, you're feeling really stressed out by... and also for some of you guys, you may be feeling more stressed out because your mothering duties or your fathering duties have just increased. You've got the kids at home with you, so you're feeling really kind of burdened by the home and having to do everything for everyone and having all of these responsibilities, and amidst there being a lack of resources, not enough resources within the home or within the community. The universe is saying, not only should you have faith that the actions that are being taken, whatever you believe in terms of what your government is doing for you, whatever it is that you believe in terms of that, just have faith that whatever actions are being taken are to bring about a successful conclusion to the situation. But also amidst all of this, you need to also kind of spiritually find a place in which you can be grateful. All right? Find a place in which you can be grateful with this 9 of Cups energy. All right? Because you're in the safe place. You're at home. All right? Many of us have homes. So amidst all of this kind of, feeling upset because there aren't so many resources around and we can't get what we want as we would usually do, and this, that and the other, and we've got all this responsibility now, just be grateful that you're in the safe place, the 2 of Wands. Be grateful for being in the safe place here, all right? Because from the home, from wherever it is that you are, guys, you also have the ability to kind of make some positive kind of changes, to take positive action with that King of Wands energy showing here. And in a way, being in the home and being in lockdown, however you want, whether you agree with it or not, some people say, well, what is isolation going to do? All it's going to do is just slow down this thing, and then when we all come back out of it, then it's going to kick off again, And some people will be like, well, no, if it helps to really slow this down so that we can see maybe things petering out, that type of thing, and get testing in the meantime, it's going to kind of work towards kind of killing this thing off. At least that's the way that I've read it anyway. I'm sorry if I sound naive on that. But I just feel that it's, you've got to kind of be grateful that you are in a safe place, a place where you can still be active as well. King of Wands is being active. So there's, that for every kind of negative thing that's happening, there's always a positive. And I feel that the universe is saying that it is now time for us guys to really focus on the positive. To really focus on the positive aspect of this. What is another positive aspect of this situation? In 2 cards, what is the other positive thing that we can focus on amidst this situation, universe, in 2 cards? Strength. So this is all about us finding inner strength. So the other positive aspect is finding inner strength with the Strength card. Okay? 6 of Wands. The strength to support each other through this as well with the 6 of Wands energy. All right, strength is going to help us overcome this. A positive mindset as well with the Strength card is going to help us to overcome this with the 6 of Wands. All right. So the other thing that we can look at positively with this is that it's going to help strengthen us to overcome this. But having a positive mindset because it's very, you know, it's one of those things of an evening time when I've finished my clients and I'm sitting down and I'm just watching whatever I'm watching and I'm edging my debts and I've had dinner and stuff, and you know, just give you, sorry, just give you a moment to think. I just had somebody ringing on my thing. Just give you a moment to think. You are thinking to yourself, this, that, and the other, and the thoughts can get, you know, burdensome. It's like I just said that on one of the videos I had somebody write a very long email basically moaning at me and saying, oh no, you're being negative, blah blah blah. It's not about being negative, it's about being human. And that's the thing, you know, that's the thing. It's about a way, how do we, I'm sorry, I'm just going to ignore that, this person keeps ringing me. It's about trying to balance out the human with the spiritual. Now spiritually, we can say, I believe that God, source, whatever you want to call it, is going to take us through this. I do it all the time. I pray all the time. I pray to God and ask for his protection for the world, for myself, for my twin sister, for my families, both in Birmingham and over here where I am. But at the same time, it doesn't stop me in the evening time worrying sometimes really worrying about the whole thing, you know, really worrying, down to, you know, doing things that I wouldn't usually do, you know, just like, my family just brought some supplies over to my apartment because I won't go out. I'm a bit nervous to go out. I'm going to go out. I probably need to get down the road and get a couple of things. But, you know, you get like that at certain points. There's an element, and it's about the mental health issue as well, I think, with this situation as well, that each and every one of us go through. But it's also about what comes afterwards as well. What happens when this is dying down? You know, it's going to be kind of just gently crawling back out there and thinking, okay, is this okay? Is it okay to be out now? It's all of that type of thing. So this is all about having the willpower. It's teaching us in a way. Another thing that we can focus on positively is our strength, is our willpower, is our fortitude to overcome this. Six of Wands. Having the fortitude, having the strength, having the willpower to overcome this. Okay? And we can do that, I believe. How do we do this? How do we do this, universe? How do we do this in 1 to 2 cards? Knight of Swords energy. So this is a card about action. And the Ace of Cups. So by bringing love to others. By bringing love. The Knight of Swords brings messages. So by bringing messages of love with the Ace of Cups energy showing there. Because he's a messenger, and that's love. So by bringing messages of love to each other, you know, I've been contacting my family consistently over the last sort of few days and stuff, making sure that everybody's all right, having a chat, doing a few tarot readings for family and stuff, that type of thing, over Messenger and over the, you know, over the phone and stuff like that. You know, off an evening time, you know, just as a way to bolster each other and that type of thing. So I think in this time, it's so easy to look at things in a really kind of negative way, and to, you know, focus on the struggles with trying to maintain normality, you know, because we can't go out and do the things that we would do in everyday life, just jump in the car or jump on a bus or whatever it is that you take for public transport, or walk down to the shop. We struggle to maintain that normality with those cards there. And because, you know, resources are in short supply within the community, that makes it even more kind of burdensome when it comes to trying to, you know, when I talk about maintaining more normality, the Queen of Coins could easily be somebody who, you know, has a husband and 3-4 children, and usually, you know, she's in a good job and stuff like that, and they possibly have, for example, every Sunday or Saturday or whatever, you know, a roast beef or roast chicken. But you're going to get, I mean, I don't really eat meat, so I'm living a meat-free diet completely. I just have like things like avocados, things like that. I don't care about meat. But a lot of people like meat, and so some people on a weekend or whatever, or for dinner or for the evening, they'll do like a roast or a chicken stew or whatever it is. Well, you know, this is having to be resourceful as well, the Queen of Coins. So if what I'm saying here is that for some of you guys, you're used to living a certain way, maybe doing a pot roast on a weekend, or a chicken on this weekend, or, you know, pork on one weekend or one day, or of an evening time, and this, that and the other. But in right now, what we're going through is a time of austerity, and that's kind of material austerity in a way, you know. certain foods are not available because possibly hoarders have bought them, and there's nothing on the shelves. There's no pasta and things like that. I don't eat pasta, so I ain't fussed, but a lot of people eat pasta. There's no pasta on the shelves. There's no meat. My twin sister and her partner went to do their shopping and stuff, and they don't eat a lot of meat, but they like chicken and things like that, and there was nothing there. It had just all disappeared. It had all gone. So now that this is about being creative and having to be economical as well. So the Queen of Coins, another trait of this lady is that she is extraordinarily economical. She's very, very good at kind of making something out of nothing. And some of you may be struggling to do that with that Queen, because there's a struggle with that Ten of Wands to be resourceful with the Queen, because she's such a resourceful Queen. Because you don't have all of the things that you would have. Ace of Coins in the reverse in the home. But the universe is saying, and some people will be upset by that. Some people will be like, oh my goodness, what can I make? What can I make? I'm not used to living a vegetarian lifestyle, or maybe a vegan lifestyle or something. I don't know how to cook like that. I only know how to cook with this. Or even if it's not that, even if you are a vegetarian or whatever, there may still be things that you can't get. So you're like, oh man, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have the other, so I don't know what to make. I don't know how to do it. So that's why it may be a time some of you guys are struggling to be resourceful, because there's a lack of resources within the home. In other words, you don't have everything that you would usually use. But the universe is saying, look, and then it makes you kind of think, oh man, I don't like this time. I don't like the time that we're living in. I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like the other. But the universe is saying, look, every time you get like that, with that struggle card there, because that's the key card to talk about, that talks about us kind of struggling with these things that we're doing, because we're struggling with having to adapt. Really, the whole thing, these 4 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, they're really underneath everything. The message is about the struggle to adapt to something new and doing things in a new way. So the universe is saying to you guys, every time you get like that, just remember that you need to have faith, or blah blah is acting. Okay, the actions that are being taken, have faith that the actions that are being taken, or the blah blah is taking these actions with the Queen of Wands, so that it can bring about a satisfactory completion to this situation. So yeah, you will have to kind of go without certain things for a certain time, and you're going to have to be fairly adaptable for a certain time, and you're going to have to be fairly resourceful for a certain time, but understand the reason for why this is happening right now, so that we can get back to the way of living that we have enjoyed for so long. Okay, and also remember to be grateful, the Nine of Cups energy, that you are in a place with the Two of Wands energy, that where you can still, with the King of Wands, be productive, because the King of Wands is a productive guy. He doesn't just sit on his ass. He's either exercising, or he's doing big money deals, or he's working on this, working on that. He's not, but he's a wand, so he's an energetic guy. So know that what is happening to us now is so that the greater good can come about. And also know that when you're getting like this, you're starting to feel the real heat of having to be resourceful, because you don't have everything that you would usually have within the home, that type of thing. Just also know that even though that is occurring, you still need to be grateful. Be grateful at least for having the roof over your head, and for being in a place of safety in which you can, with this King of Wands, still be very productive within your own life in whatever way that you can be. All right? What we need to be focusing more on is giving love, sending messages of love, as showing here, to probably people who are, and who do we need to focus on sending messages of love to? Who do we need to focus on sending messages of love to? The Eight of Coins. The people who are working on the ground, our medical people. Okay, our medical people, giving thanks for that. Okay, people who are out there on the front line, because this person is clearly working. So we need to give love to those people who are still out there having to work, or those people who are still out there, in the hospitals, putting their lives on the line every day. And it really puts things into context, because look, it's saying, look, can you see how this is all adding up? It's saying you may get like this. You might get kind of like frustrated and annoyed that you're having to be resourceful. Oh, I'm not used to this. I'm not used to this. I've usually got this in my home. This is what I've usually got. I've usually got this in my larder, and I don't have this now. And how am I going to make this, that, and the other? How am I going to do this? I'm usually able to go out and do this, that, and the other, and I can't even do that now. But the universe says no. this thing that's happening now, we need to have faith and be grateful. Yeah, we need to have faith, and we need to know that the actions that are being taken are for the greater good. But more than anything, you need to be grateful. Regardless of what you have or don't have in your home, you really need to be grateful with that Nine of Cups energy, that at least you're in a place of safety with the Two of Wands in which you can still be productive. All right? Because health is wealth. And in times when we're getting up to that wire, where we're feeling really stressed out with that Ten of Wands, having to adapt our usual routine, you know, having to try and maintain normalcy, and we're getting really frustrated at that, just remember that we need to send messages of love to the people who are working out there on the front line to protect us, which is your medical facilities around the world. Because every day they go out there and they don't have the luxury of being in the safe place. They just don't have that luxury. They don't. They're there kind of their hearts in their mouths every single day, trying to protect us, And we need to do our part as well. You know, we need to kind of follow those rules. A lot of you guys maybe won't agree. I don't know. I mean, I suppose you will and you won't. I don't know. Reading the comments in newspapers, some people don't agree with they agree with social distancing, but they don't agree that everybody should be on lockdown. But, you know, I'll leave that up to you as to what you think of that. I'm not going to comment on that because I don't, as I said, I don't want to be political. The other video I did was too political, too controversial, and that's why when I pulled the cards to ask should I put it up, it said no. And it's funny because the video that I put up, I mentioned yesterday about Harry and Meghan, I did pull cards afterwards. When I put it up, I said, how will people feel about me putting this out? And I got the Five of Cups, Knight of Coins, and the Magician, and I knew it. I thought, yeah, they're going to be upset. They think that I'm trying to be sensationalist because the Knight of Coins is the work that I'm doing. So the upset card is the Five of Cups. They were upset, which is true, because I had comments saying we're disappointed, didn't like this. And then the Knight of Coins was about my work. And then the Magician is a sensationalist, right? So he's like, wow, you know. So they were upset that they thought that I was sensational. I was trying to be sensationalist in my work. They thought I wasn't, and I was just, all I was trying to do was just offer a little bit of kind of distraction, to be honest with you. But that's by the by. What I'm saying is that I didn't put that other video up because I just felt, but this one I'm putting up because I just feel that I just wanted to kind of come at it from a different angle and say that every time that we get down, I think the message really is every time that we get down, we need to think about the people on the front line, the people who are working day and night to try and fight this thing and to keep people alive in the hospitals. We're in the safe place. You know, we need to be grateful that we're in a safe place where we can at least still be productive. You know, whether that's working from home or whether that's, you know, exercising from home or whether that's kind of spending more time with the children, whatever it is, at least you've got a safe place in which you can do that. And for anyone that's homeless, I hope that they've got a safe place now as well. So we've got to be grateful for that. But what we should be focusing more on is sending messages of love to the NHS, to the various medical facilities around the world that put themselves on the line every day. And we also need to start believing as well with the strength energy, because the strength card is about self-belief. So we need to start believing that we are strong enough to overcome this situation as a worldwide community. We need to start believing that, because we can go to the places of negativity time and time again, but that's not really going to get us anywhere. It's not going to change anything. So we may as well feel positive. It's not going to take anything away. So we need to start believing with the strength card that we can overcome this, and we can overcome it together as well. We can really do that. All right, I'm going to pull a card, and it's from my favourite deck, the John Holland Oracle cards, and I'm just going to do a daily message here through this Oracle deck from the universe. Let's have a look. And what I'll do is I'll put a timestamp in for when this actual reading starts, because I'm having a bit of a rant at the beginning of the video, so I'm just going to make sure that everybody knows that. Universe Spirit, in 2 cards, in 3 cards, Universe Spirit, what is the message that you have for this community today in light of the situation that's happening with everyone at the moment? What is the message that you have for the community today, please, Universe, in 3 cards? There you go. What did I say? Share the love is the message, and take the lead. Share the love, take the lead, and make a dedicated effort. Oh, I just love these cards so much. What a lovely reading. And it's true. Share the love. Take the lead. Make the dedicated effort to share the love. So take the lead and make the dedicated effort to share the love. So in other words, it could be with anyone, you know. It could be with family members that you don't speak to that often, you know. Get on Messenger. Get set up. Get everybody set up so everybody, all of you can come together and chat, you know. You know, you can't go around to your neighbours, obviously, okay, but, you know, some of you guys, maybe you can pop some food through the door or something like that, or leave food at the door, do a bit of shopping for the neighbour if you can, that type of thing. It's all about just taking the lead and making a dedicated effort to share the love, because that's what's needed. And I don't want to sound cheesy or to sound kind of, you know, like, yeah, share the love and all this stuff, but it's true, because that's one thing that's lacking a lot of the time is love. Okay, that's one thing that's lacking as well. Okay, the one thing that I recognise of an evening, because I live on my own, and my family live down the road, and I've got family, as I said, in Birmingham and stuff. I've got family all around the world, in America, all over. But my closest family that I go and see, obviously, are in England. And the one thing that I noticed sometimes, like yesterday evening, I had a little bit of a moment to myself. I won't lie. I had a little bit of a moment where I shed a bit of a tear, because I just felt really alone, and just like, oh my goodness, you know, what's going to happen. And I got a little bit worried about stuff, and then I was fine afterwards. I composed myself and I was all cool about everything. But my twin sister called me then in the evening, and she was like, "You're right, Cass, how you doing?" That, and it just felt so much better just to connect and talk with someone. It really did. It just felt wonderful. And I spoke with my big sister last night as well. I gave her a call and we had a laugh and a chat, and I did you know, some readings and things like that. Because my family get free readings and things. So, you know, did her a reading and everything to see if she was okay, you know, just talking about, you know, what she needs to be focusing on for the week and things like that. So love, if nothing else, love is really important. And people in these times, I think, need to feel loved. You know, because if you're on your own and you've got no one there, and there's no one to talk to you, and all you've got is like a TV screen or your work staring back at you. It's like, I work really, really hard in my business. I really do. I put everything into it. I love working with my clients. I really love it. It gives me purpose. It's my purpose in life. I love what I do. But, you know, I can't work 24/7. You know, I start work very early in the morning on my tarot clients, and I've got, you know, some year aheads on at the moment, live spreads that I'm doing for clients and stuff, and you can't work 24/7. At times, you know, sometimes we feel that work is all there is, and we feel that work is what's going to make us feel complete, but it doesn't. You need to have, if you can't have that human interaction, you need to have, I mean, like physical interaction with people, like talking to them, like face to face. You can at least do it over the phone, or, you know, via Messenger or something. So I certainly feel that the universe is saying that the advice on this is definitely to share the love, to take the lead and make a dedicated effort to do that. Get in touch with people you haven't spoken to. You know, if you've got parents and they're away for you, call them. You know, make them know that you're there. Let them know that you're there and that you love them and you're there for them if they need anything. You know, or if it's within your power to do anything, let them know that you're around, that you're there. Because the one thing that heals so many people and makes so many people feel better is when they know that they are loved. That's the one thing that makes people feel better, is when they know that they are loved. And it's a really, really important time just to share that love, just to share it. It's very cheesy, yes, but it's true. Sharing the love really makes a hell of a lot of things just feel so much better. Okay, that's your reading, my darlings. I just thought that I'd come on with a really positive reading. As I said, the Meghan Markle Harry reading wasn't really taken very well by a few people yesterday. There was no maliciousness involved in that at all. All I'm looking to do is just distract people from this horrible thing that's happening at the moment. I'm not a malicious person, never have been, and never, ever, ever will be in my lifetime. Never. I wouldn't do that with another human being, people, whether I know them or not. So yeah, I just wanted to come back with this video just to give a little bit of you know, just to give a little bit of inspiration and kindness, really, which is what I think that we all need But you know, we're going to be okay. We really are going to be okay. But we need to believe with this strength card that we can succeed with the Six of Wands, and we need to kind of give love and message. You know, call people, communicate love, send messages. Knight of Wands, Swords of love. Okay, to others. Okay, especially those on the front line as well, people that work within the medical facilities and stuff. They really need that, because they're really there kind of doing their very best work. All right, I love you guys load. If you want me to do any type, I don't know, because it depends, maybe you don't care, but if you do want me to do any other kind of videos and stuff, maybe a daily message. I don't know how many daily messages can come out of this channel, but I may do a tour of my office, you know, how I do my readings and stuff. I might show you what's going on around my office place, you know, my the office in my home that I work from, or the section of the living room that's an office. I might give you a bit of a tour of the cards and things next. Yeah, all right, love you guys loads. Stay safe, take care, bye bye.